Happy New Year!
New baby. Yo, that countdown actually got me.
Happy New Year.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. I was bumping over here like that.
Welcome to the off season.
Real Fans Podcast. Next episode. We out here. We live, right? It's live.
Yep. Episode 10.
Oh, so I definitely gotta watch what I say. Then you can't edit anything out. So
No, it's live.
Yeah, we at episode 10. Appreciate everybody for your support. We out here. You know,
we see the downloads. We see the views. Thank you.
Everybody's clamoring for Gabe. Everybody's like, we need more Gabe. We want solo Gabe streams.
Said, ladies, slow down. Slow down. I'm only
with me and Julian, bro.
I have only so much energy.
They've been in the DM. Asking for Gabe, bro.
And you lit again, bro. This guy during the Super Bowl stream, he downed like a half a bottle of cognac. I was like, "What the fuck?" I thought he was.
What? He's just casually. Before you know it, he's on like the 12th beer as well. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, I'm on
that's how you get these jokes, man. How you think I'm gonna get these jokes off?
1.5.
I gotta get loose.
Jojo, you got your right mic on?
You have your computer mic or that mic?
It should be plugged in. We should be good. Why? What's up?
No, check the settings real quick. Just same where you did the video.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. It's fine.
Just do it. It's 10 seconds, bro. The same thing.
We should have done this in the countdown.
Just hit audio and then change your mic to whatever the name of it is.
Episode going on. You're talking about my mic
because you're cutting out, dude. That's why we're not gonna be able to hear you. Like me and Gabe can easily talk over you.
Just keep going. Start the episode. Let's go.
Yo,
you could have done it already. Okay.
Super Bowl 20. I don't know. Super Bowl 50, right? Not 50. It's like 100 something, right? What was? I don't know. 50? I don't know. Some number. LV, LIV. No, it's LV. Next year's LIV.
LIV.
Just gonna
LVI. It's LVI.
Oh. Just do the recap. Last time we live streamed the game, we were watching it live, watching all the plays, and JoJo wasn't here. JoJo was out, but JoJo, you saw, at least the second half of the game. I want to get your thoughts, your recaps of what you thought of the game from what you saw, because
All right, starting with that. All I gotta say is that boy Patty Mahomes. Obviously, his team kind of let him down, but he's a magician. This guy was doing cartwheels, front flips, back flips, throwing off the side, doing all this crazy stuff, hitting his targets, and unfortunately his receivers wouldn't catch the ball. And who knows what an O-line was, because apparently they were on vacation last game. I think they thought the season was over. They definitely weren't there for their quarterback.
Julian, what do you think were some of the biggest parts of the game of how it ended up? Because they did the score 31-9 was the end of the game. And what do you think were the biggest parts of the game that where Kansas City lost it?
They didn't want to adapt. That was my biggest takeaway, was that they kept on trying to do this thing that they've been doing all season, and they didn't want to adapt. They were running the ball super effectively. And I believe Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 6 carries or 7 carries for 66 yards. And it's like, why did you stop giving him the rock? You guys obviously can't pass protect, so you got to do something to keep the ball moving, because Patrick Mahomes, I think they said that he ran for over 400 yards just from scrambling, which is ridiculous. And it's like, you're not setting up your offensive lineman and your quarterback to succeed. And I mean, granted, Patrick Mahomes should take some heat because he missed some balls, but then also the receivers dropped some. But I take a big knock against the play calling. They didn't want to switch it up. They kept on trying to do what they've been known to do. But it's like, at the end of the day, this is the Super Bowl. This is your only shot to win right now. There's no more games after this. You got to do what was working. Running the ball was working. Throwing the ball wasn't. It clearly wasn't. And they tried all night and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
so
the thing with that is the plan for Tampa, it was to lock up the receivers first, right? Lock up those KC receivers and force Mahomes out of the pocket and do what he does. But the way to break that, they were playing cover 2 the whole game. You got to run your way out of that, and they weren't doing that. You know what I mean? So I agree with Julian. They didn't want to adapt. All right, they didn't adjust to the covers that was being played against them, and they didn't run and run and run and run the way Tampa. They had a good balance with it. and unfortunately, that's what cost them the game.
Yeah, because that was the problem. Because they had they're running to Tampa too, and they stopped everybody from going over the top, which is, I mean, obviously they learned from what Green Bay did, what Green Bay didn't do, I should say, because they kept on killing Green Bay because Green Bay wouldn't stop them over the top. So they should adapt. I mean, having all those high safeties, you need to run the ball, and you were running it super effective. Like, obviously your tackles were getting beat left and right by JPP and Shaquille Barrett, which those guys played unreal, especially Shaquille Barrett. That guy played out of his fucking mind. That guy was insane. Like, and everybody was. And I've never seen such a great defensive performance in a Super Bowl in a long time. And that just proves it doesn't matter how good your offense is, defense wins championships. I don't care what anybody says. They say that the league is evolving, it's changing, it's coming to a more throwing league. But as long as you can stop other team from scoring, you are going to win. Bro. And they proved it. Todd Bowles deserved the MVP. That guy called a perfect game, and everybody showed up.
That kind of made me reminisce on the last two really defensive powerhouse teams that won the Super Bowl. Was that Seattle team, unfortunately, against the Broncos, my Peyton Manning, they destroyed them defensively that game. And when the Ravens last won, man, ridiculous.
Well, the Broncos last Super Bowl, Peyton didn't win that Super Bowl. That defense won that Super Bowl.
I'm saying, the first one, when they lost to Seattle. I'm saying like
no, I'm talking about the one that they won.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, yeah. So I'm saying like that powerhouse defense with the Seahawks destroying the Broncos, and then obviously when Payne won with the Broncos, that defense came in clutch with Von Miller and everything with their sacks. That's why he won Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed was like, and Kansas City's done this like the whole season is like they kind of like don't really put their foot on the pedal a whole lot. They kind of like let off like in the beginning of the game, and then when it gets serious, they're like, all right, let's go make a play, and they go make the play. But the thing is, it's like Tampa was just ready to play and not stop. I mean, they're running the ball super effectively between Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. They were able to pass effectively, especially in the middle. And they just called a way better game, like especially on the defensive side. And I just don't understand why Kansas City didn't run the ball. Like, I get that it's not who you are and you're trying to stick to who you are. But like, if who you are is just not working, and this is the game where everybody watching, 50 plus million people watching all at once right now, you got to change it up and do what was working. And that was working. Surprisingly, it was, especially with those linebackers with Devin White and Levante David flying all over the field. Somehow Hilaire was able to like make plays. And I just don't understand why they got away from that. Because it wasn't like Tampa was really, I mean, they were slowly scoring throughout the game. It wasn't like the game got super away from them super quickly.
Yeah, I think, the name of the game where this game got away from Kansas City was at Tampa Bay's defensive line. Like we said already, Patrick Mahomes, the whole game he was in shotgun, back and passing. So the line put pressure on their O-line, on KC's O-line, and he was just unable to look relaxed or look like he, relaxed enough to like scan the field and pick up plays. I think the game was lost at the half. I remember, they were gonna get the ball back. They scored. Tom Brady scored again, like the last minute of the half, and Kansas City came back. And I'm like, this drive, once you get the ball on this kickoff in the second half, in the third quarter, you need to score on this one, and they couldn't come up with answers. So I think the biggest probably success story for Tampa is their front line. Like, they just got to him, man. Shaq Barrett, JPP, what's the guy's name? Vitavia. I mean, they just put pressure on him all day. They were nonstop. So that's where the game was won. I mean, it's kind of incredible to hold Patrick Mahomes to only 9 points. He wasn't able to score a touchdown. Yeah. That's a pretty incredible feat. And they played a championship game, man. They came to fucking win the Super Bowl. And like I said in the beginning of like the playoffs, like once you start the playoffs, the shit is 0-0. So everybody's on the same plate. Everybody's brand new, and you're the teams that win or have success are the ones that get hot. Then maybe they have been hot at the beginning of the year. Who cares? Week 2, week 7, week whatever. It's like, who's hot right now? And Tampa played, these past 2 games playing tough against Green Bay, playing tough against Kansas City. I mean, they play championship football, and that's why they earn their trophy. So shout outs to them. I mean, if I'm Kansas City, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Patrick Mahomes in a shotgun, and when you have a guy who can sling it, I mean, shotgun is it, right? Because that gives you more time. If you notice, the last when Tom Brady Patriots played Atlanta and they came back from that comeback, whatever, 28-3. I remember the second half because Atlanta was putting fucking pressure. Atlanta was putting pressure on the Patriots. I remember distinctly in the second half, Tom Brady went to shotgun. So even though he was under center the first half of the game, on the second half of the game, he was in shotgun. Why? Because being in shotgun gives you more time, gives you more. You can see the defense. You see where the pressure is coming from, and it gives you more time to throw it. It's not recommended because, I mean, in shotgun you're gonna go a couple yards back, so that means your guys will throw a little further. But that gives you, that gives you a space, like a buffer, I guess, to stop the defense. And Patrick Mahomes in shotgun all game long, and these four guys, their Tampa Bay front four, kept putting pressure on him. And shit, they made him look.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah, like Tom Brady, he made adjustments after being down after the second half, which obviously we didn't see with the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. They didn't make any adjustments, and you know what I mean. And that's where experience comes to play, right? So Tom Brady's been there multiple times, too many times in this position. That's why I said, who do I want to win? The Chiefs. Who do I think is going to win because of the experience that you just can't bet against him? Tom Brady. Because he got his team prepared, mentally, physically, everything going into the game with his experience. And look, they ran him into the ground. Did you see the third and fourth quarter? The Chiefs were tired, bro. They were exhausted.
Bro, look at this number right here, 145.
They were tired.
Him and Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones were both averaging over 5 yards a carry. 16 carries, 89 for Leonard, and 16 carries, 61 yards for Rojo. Like they just couldn't stop. And then these Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill numbers, those are misleading. Those are super. Tyreek Hill, I think I remember he had one catch for like 12 yards all the way up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he had nothing.
They could not get.
And then he dropped a touchdown right between his hands, right through his helmet.
Those were garbage yards at the end that didn't really mean anything. That was just
shout out.
Tom Brady didn't even throw much. I mean, look, Gronk threw 6.
It was 50-50, bro. They had a perfectly well balanced run and throw game like that game. It was just.
And he's going to go to his most trusted receiver, Rob Gronkowski, man. Yeah. Most trusted.
Yeah, he scored the first 2 times, right? And then the first 2 touchdowns, and then.
Your boy.
Yeah. I was gonna say shout out to Leonard Fournette, man. Leonard Fournette almost got kicked off of Jacksonville Jaguars. And look at him now, Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champ. AB, Super Bowl champ. Look at that, bro. We were just talking about, like, I remember when we first started, we were talking about where the importance of AB. And look, he had a touchdown in a Super Bowl. What's more important than that?
Talk about a comeback, man.
Look at that.
It was crazy because I was saying it during the stream the other day that I was telling Gabe as well that I fucked up because I was going to put some bets down, but I was out doing like errands and everything, and I didn't get the chance to hit up my friend to go put the money down for me. And I was going to do 4 bets and one of them was Tom Brady throwing 3 touchdowns, which happened. Gronk scoring a touchdown, which happened. I had the Bucks to win it because it was like plus 260. And then what was my third one? What was my fourth one?
The total, was it the spread? Like the total amount of points?
No, what was the fourth one? I had Gronk, Brady, Bucks to win.
Singing, the length of the song. Length of the anthem.
That wasn't it. I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, I just remember being so pissed because I hit on opening kickoff to be a return.
Yeah.
I was going to put money on all those, and they all hit, and I didn't do it. And I was like, fuck, if I would have parlayed that, I would have made a couple $1,000s.
And guess what?
0.
I was like really skeptical about it, and then I forgot because I was talking to my boy about it the night before because he was going to put bets, but he decided not to, and that's why he never hit me up to remind me. I'm like, dude, I would have made so much money because I hit on all those next year, bro. I'm going hard because every time I've picked and like made a bet or didn't really put the money down, but like I was like I would hammer that. they always went through. So next year, I'm not fucking around, dude. I'm putting money down on shit. And I might do some preseason shit. I might do some preseason stuff.
You better write it down so you don't forget next time.
Yeah.
A little notepad reminder.
I want to do like over under on season wins. Gabe won't do it with me though.
I mean,
we're
doing it this year. I mean, we're doing okay. As long as I do a plus 50 on,
just begin like out. You can only do the Dolphins if they're over unders 8 wins. What do you take?
I can bet the Dolphins. Listen, for next year or this?
Yeah, next year. I don't know what it is. I'm just
Let me see the schedule. Let me see the schedule first.
There's no schedule, but the opponents are out.
Let me see the schedule.
And we're riding to that Jacksonville Dolphins game.
Oh yeah. We talked about that, JoJo. Because next year they play each other, so we want to make a trip
in Jacksonville.
In
Jax again, which I thought was weird because they played each other in Jax last year, so they're going to do it again this year.
They have attendance, right? Like they're okay with have fans and everything.
Oh, they've always had attendance.
Jacksonville was the first city to open up in Florida.
I forgot. Florida's different.
Well, Miami would have too, but they had a home game to start. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, and Miami,
you had an away game to start. I think the first week one, the only 2 teams were Kansas City and Jacksonville, and that was just because we had home games. I know Miami and Tampa, they didn't just because they had away games somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I think Tampa played in New Orleans.
Yeah, Miami had open to fans because they had it's 10% or whatever. So it was spread out. But Jacksonville was one of the first cities in Florida to open up after the COVID shit. Jacksonville was live. They were live in Jacksonville before Tampa, before Miami, before Orlando. Jacksonville was live, baby.
This is the county.
You know what I mean?
But I'm down to hit that game. I wish it was down here so I didn't have to make the trip. But you know what? I'll be down there in home territory, Duval County.
This boy's gonna
Gabe's gonna get roasted. He's gonna pull up with his Tua jersey.
Hey, I'm gonna get my Tua jersey. Thank you, JoJo, for this shirt. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That was a gift.
I told him, I was like, we need to make a bet on who ends up winning that game. I want to do something. I don't know what it is. Like you have to wear something or what. Like I don't know, but like Gabe's got to get a Trevor Lawrence. Gabe's got to wear my Trevor Lawrence jersey.
Yeah, we'll switch jerseys. We'll do
a Trevor Lawrence jersey.
I'm buying one draft night, bro. When we're doing our draft stream, I'm gonna get so fucked up. I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna end up buying a jersey.
Did you already put your money in? Did you put your jersey in already? I know you sent me that. You showed me that tweet where Jacksonville tweeted the 6 whatever. Is it number 16 or number 12? What's his number? 16, right?
16.
Did you put an order in
somebody? No, because you have to do custom jerseys, and that shit's expensive. I'm gonna wait till like
right now. Nike's the one that's running the jerseys. So you're gonna have to wait till like right before the season when they release them.
Yeah, because they don't do it right after draft. But I don't know. I might just fuck around and get a custom jersey just to beat. Then he changes his number. I know that happened with. What was that?
I said you're just gonna buy it twice. Then you might as well just wait for the official one because then you're gonna buy it, and then when it releases, you're gonna buy it again.
You better get that Trevor Lawrence card.
Again.
You better get that Trevor Lawrence card.
Write his name on the back and put his number in marker, and that's it.
Why would I buy it twice?
But why not have an official one?
Those custom ones are official jerseys. You just change the name.
You just change the name.
Yeah, they're legit jerseys. They're just like you put whatever you want on it.
How about this?
They might do a Jameis. You know how many people I think put on like when he went to Tampa, like they were getting number 1 Winston jerseys. Yeah, because his college number, but he ended up changing it. I was like, dude, what if he ends up changing it to 18? Because like Peyton Manning is his hero. That's why he picked 16.
Right.
This man, Gabe.
Was that wrong 3?
Going through another
these jokes, baby. You about to get these jokes. I'm about to be funny as hell.
Yeah, you're funny.
You just look funny.
Yeah, you look funny. I don't mean you're funny.
So is that pretty much it for the game? I mean, they just dominated, right? I mean,
all right. So who's going back? Who's going back
next year?
Listen.
Is Tampa going back?
Chiefs are going back. I'll tell you that right now.
You think Chiefs are going back?
You think both? They just lost at the wrong time.
So do you think they're rematching?
The Bucs
rematching?
I don't. All right, listen. Again, I don't want to ever bet against Tom Brady. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Chiefs, I feel like they're well equipped. They can make it through. They're already there. This could have been their Super Bowl easy. Tampa, let's see if they could keep everyone together. You never know. I don't know if the contracts or anything going in place right now. I'm not really sure. But look who they got through to get there. That was an insane path. They got through two or three Super Bowl MVPs. What? They got through Aaron Rodgers. They got through Drew Brees. He's retiring now. and he beat Patrick Mahomes. That's
They got through 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Yeah.
I don't know. He's getting older. I'm not going to count against him. He won the Super Bowl, but I don't know about a rematch. There might be a surprise team coming out of that.
They're definitely going to be in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, they'll be.
I don't know, man. I think people are ring chasing Tampa. People are going to ring chase to Tampa. They already did this offseason. Oh yeah, there's gonna be people. There's already people talking about taking pay cuts and going down there ring chasing.
Who else is in that division?
Get 8.
Who else in that division? I know the Saints are in their division, Tampa's division.
Saints, Falcons, and Panthers. So they're winning the division. There's nobody taking that division.
So I'm saying they're gonna be back in the playoffs. I think they can be back in
because unless Winston plays with the Saints and he plays lights out, that's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of. The Panthers, I don't see really doing anything. Falcons, maybe. You'll see if even Matt Ryan sticks around. I think they're going to end up drafting somebody. I think Falcons are going to grab somebody.
We'll see,
really
man.
think so.
I don't want to pick Super Bowl. Who's going to show up in the Super Bowl right now because I don't know anything can happen. You know what happens in the draft, injuries, whatever. I like to see roll the ball out first. Let me see a couple games before I say like
my little quick hot take, and we're going to go back to this a year from now. I think Kansas City's not going to make it.
Why?
I think Buffalo's going to stack up and they're going to get good. And they're going to – I think my pick is Buffalo next year.
You thinking head-to-head – if they have a repeat head-to-head matchup, Buffalo's coming out on top?
I think Buffalo's going to boost their defense. I think they're going to add some weapons and do some things. Yeah. And I think Josh Allen is going to come out and he's not going to be scared anymore. He's got some experience now.
Well, you know what's scary? The Super Bowl is really the worst you've ever seen the Chiefs play, like in the last 2 years. This was literally the worst game.
This is the first time Patrick Mahomes has been held under to 1 digit or something like that.
Bro, they didn't have any weaknesses. They won by double digits almost every game. He had multiple passing touchdowns every game. This is the biggest first time he lost by double digits. He's lost like 3 or 4 games or like 3 games in the last 2 seasons. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time he lost by 1 digit as well. Like only scoring one
single digit score.
Yeah.
I'm just like I literally am not going to judge their next season based off the Super Bowl because we know how good they are.
I've always was a skeptic of their defense. I never thought their defense was the greatest. People always tend to put up points.
They had backups, bro. Their O-line and they switched their right guard and left guard and this guy and.
But I'm talking about the defense. The defense was never that great. Yeah, they were never that good.
It could have their quarterback, so that was my point I was making, like specifically for that game. You know what I mean? Yeah, the defense is, but then again, look at their offense. So I mean, like
that O line's coming back intact though. You're gonna get your starters back. They're gonna get healthy.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So
they just need to run the ball more.
They got and if they can make those adjustments, who's really stopping them? Like I really, unless the injuries come in play and there's some crazy stuff happens.
That's what I'm saying. I think if they bolster, I think if Bills bolster their defense, they can do something.
Who knows?
Baltimore adds some weapons.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other things surrounding. Obviously, we talk about the game, but Super Bowl is a whole encompassing event. It's a worldwide thing. Y'all see any of these commercials? I mean, what y'all think of these commercials that came out?
I mean, pretty decent. I got one in mind that was actually really funny.
Which one? Go ahead. You go first,
bro. Drake from State Farm.
I saw. Okay, I remember that.
It was so he was like, "Oh, here's my stand-in." They have Paul Rudd there. You don't look like nothing like Patrick Mahomes. He's like, "We're twins." I'm like, "What?"
I saw that one, but I couldn't hear it.
It was like, "All right, look, we all got our stand-ins, right?" So then Patrick Mahomes was like, "Yeah, that's my stand-in," and then you see Paul Rudd there. He's like, "Yeah, we're twins." And then homeboy Jake from State Farm, and then you got right next to him, I'm Drake. From State. Drake. I don't know. I thought it was funny, bro.
Well, I can pull up this website that have like the best and the worst. Let me know what you guys think. All right.
I think some of the best ones I saw.
This one is M&M's Come Together. I'm not going to play the video.
Yeah, people like that one. I remember M&M's being a hit on.
I don't really remember this one.
Jackson about gaming or like internet speed or something like that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, during the time we couldn't watch it on the live stream, obviously, because we'll get taken down for playing other people's content.
They'll come to your house and arrest you.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, Bud Light, last year's lemons.
Yeah,
Bud Light seltzer lemonade.
Yeah, that one. It was about like 2020 and lemons coming down. 'Cause I guess they're coming out with like a lemon beer or some shit, like lemon flavored beer. Or
Well,
something.
they have the lemonade seltzers.
Whatever, they're Limerita or I don't know what the fuck.
No, this
Black
one's
Corona.
different, I think.
That's another one. I don't know. They just have
T-Mobile, Adam Levine, and Blake Shelton. I don't know what this one was.
I don't remember that one.
what was
Uber
funny
Eats,
was
Wayne's World, and Cardi B.
That was pretty funny. That brought nostalgia. Wayne's World.
What was this? What was this for? Oh, Uber Eats.
Yeah, they threw Cardi B in there. Wayne's World. It's pretty funny.
Amazon, Alexa's Body.
All right, that one. I had to tell Cynthia. I'm like, yo, you can't look at this commercial. You gotta look the other way. That's too much.
I have Michael B. Jordan taking his shirt off.
In there. I was like, nah. There were some funny scenes in there though.
That motherfucking Creed in there.
That was a whole thirst trap commercial.
Thirst trap
I wanted to go to the gym after I see that. I'm like, damn, bro, I gotta go work out.
Dude, I really don't remember any of these. Then the losers, they're saying Chipotle, can a burrito change the world?
I didn't see that one.
So that's probably like he's probably like y'all remember the Pepsi commercial with the Kardashian where she's like there's like a protest or something and then what's her name?
She just handed him a
she goes walking to the police and hands him a Pepsi and then like okay, here we go.
Oh,
and this one's like everyone likes the environment.
That was very controversial. Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, yo, this shit's so lame. Like,
yeah, they're like, that's not gonna stop.
She's like, Pepsi's gonna end police brutality or some shit. I don't know.
Well, I guess this one's about like environment. It's like, listen, everyone likes the environment, but the idea of a better, healthier stomach is something we all get behind. That said, definitely something a little bit over the top and self-serving about a burrito. I was like, okay. Bud Light Legends. I saw this one. I didn't know what it was. I saw it because I had Post Malone and Cedric the Entertainer. I guess it was bad. I thought it looked cool. I didn't.
Well, why?
I guess it was
Mandalorian in the corner there. Oh no, that's a knight. I'm like, who's that?
Yeah, because Bud Light did the Dilly Dilly shit, so that's from last year. Yeah. Last year was the Dilly Dilly commercial or whatever.
Damn, how much money they spend on commercials?
Bro, it's millions, man. This is expensive as fuck to be on TV.
Oatly, wow, no cow. I don't know what the hell that is.
I have no idea what is happening.
Oat milk. It's an oat milk company. How much money they spend?
That's different. I don't know.
Jeep, the middle. Nothing says America quite like Bruce Springsteen in the Jeep. I guess if there's a commercial
I do remember that
hard,
one.
Though, this has got to be the one. It's a little bit over the top and obnoxious. And man, you guys sell glorified ATVs. I don't understand how that's a knock thoh.
I don't know, man. That's such a I don't know. Bruce Springsteen, I'm not into. Bruce Springsteen. People like him, but I don't know. That ain't my style, man. Bruce Springsteen ain't my style. What about
just Robin Hood?
Oh yeah, so bad. We talked about that for the crypto shit. Remember we talked about the episode, Julian? Yeah, with that stuff. But I think what are your favorite what Super Bowl commercials do you guys remember? Because I do remember one. One was a Budweiser commercial. I remember, and it was like a pilot. I forget what they were saying in between, but there was like a pilot, and they were on a plane in the air. And somebody's like, you have to jump. So they're jumping from planes. So they're jumping out of a plane, right? The people in a parachute, whatever. So you have to jump, and the guy's like scared. He's like, oh no, I can't do it. So he takes a pack of Bud Light and throws it, and then all of a sudden you see the pilot run and go dum, 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 and the pilot runs out without a parachute, and he jumps. So he's like, then the other two guys are looking at each other like, oh shit, like I guess we have to jump now. You know what I mean? That was like my memorable one that I remember. Was there one from like last year you guys remember or something? What's the commercial you guys like the most?
I really don't remember one that I can think of at the top of my head where I was like, wow, that's pretty. I mean, Eminem's always does. I know who always does it, but the one that really sticks to me, I don't know why. I just can't remember it.
I know Doritos. They always do very well. Obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
I didn't see one this year. I don't know if I missed it, but I know Mountain Dew. They also do very funny commercials. But I love Mountain Dew. But they get weird, man. They get weird, bro. Every year they get some crazy commercials, but they're memorable. You know?
Yeah.
They had one. I don't know what was going on. I don't know who was in the car drinking the Mountain Dew, and then everything around them was like changing colors. I was like, what? We get lit off this?
Yeah. I remember last year, like I said, the Dilly Dilly was like a famous one. Everybody's like Dilly Dilly, whatever, Dilly Dilly. That was like the Anheuser-Busch one. This year, I think, I was gonna say this
Go
year.
ahead.
I think they had a cheat. Not I don't think it was Dorito. I think it was Cheetos. But they had like a. It wasn't me. It had what's her name? The chick from the
Oh,
70s
that
show.
one was pretty funny. Yeah,
From the 70s show.
Mila Kunis
Mila
and Ashton
Kunis and
Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah,
It had
that one I
Shaggy.
remember.
Yes. Yeah, with Shaggy with the Cheetos. Oh, that was
It wasn't me. Yeah,
that was a good
That
one.
that's
one
pretty
was
funny. That's
yeah.
funny.
All right, that's definitely
That's
top
one
three.
I remember.
That's top
Yeah.
three. That's top three. I can't believe I forgot that one. That was good. I was going on with the lyrics.
Yeah. Julian, what were you gonna say, Julian? Before
I was gonna say the one that stuck out to me last year that I actually thought was pretty funny was the Boston one, where they like I forgot what company it was for, but it had Chris Evans, it had
What, like Mark?
they were talking like British. I think it was Will Arnett.
no, it wasn't. No, they were all Boston. They're all actually from
They're like,
Boston.
oh, you parked the car, whatever. They're like talking like British. I don't know if they're
No,
from Boston.
it's not
Boston.
British.
I mean Boston, whatever. Listen, guy. Okay, you see this?
Hold up.
Empty, my
Jojo,
friend.
what is it? You getting cut off.
That's another one. Mark Wahlberg was definitely in that one.
Yeah,
Was he in
Wahlberg.
that one?
I think it was Will Arnett. It was just like a bunch of actors. They were talking Bostonian or whatever.
Yeah, they were all. I thought that one I actually kind of rememberable that I thought was actually pretty funny, but
They're all pretty good. Like
I can't think of one. I really can't.
Aside from the commercials, though, I mean, we probably went over every commercial. What do you got? Let's talk about big news here. That halftime show. Because look, every year halftime show, right? I feel like it's evenly balanced. I feel like you got the haters, right? You just can't please everyone, and then people who thought it was the best thing in the world.
So I got the
This
same
one
thing, man. I always think it's like 50-50, whatever. But I thought this year's show was great. Like it started off, a little strange because they were like, it started off like actually in the stands because they were like on one side of the field. I guess you know how the football stadium's like an oval. They're on one corner of it, and then eventually it came off and they had a whole like field of people talking, dancing or whatever. I thought it was dope, man. Like I told Julian, I was like, I like The Weeknd, and he has hits. He has music that like they're bangers, man. They're fun songs, and he didn't only just do his current stuff. He kind of went back to his old stuff. So he did like a lot of some slower stuff. But it was fucking entertaining as fuck for me. I love that shit. I'd rather have him than fucking have Bruce Springsteen or fucking. I remember one year they had like the Who or some other band from like the 70s or the fucking 60s.
That must have been
some people I never heard of. Like, yo, The Weeknd is dope, man. The Weeknd is dope. I love this show. I thought it was on par. Especially because I like last year we were all together. We remember you and I, you, Julie, and JoJo. We watched. Yeah, it was J-Lo and Shakira. With special appearance by Bad Bunny. And I thought that show was dope too, but people hate that shit. They don't like, oh, what J-Lo, she's too skimpy. She's wearing all this tight stuff. Why is she shaking her ass like that? I'm like, that shit was fire as fuck, man.
Fire, bro.
It was such a fun show. So
and more water.
Yeah. So
really? I think you're in the minority because I thought overwhelmingly a lot of people didn't think it was that great. I mean, like on the internet.
For this one or last year's?
No, the Weeknd one.
Oh, no.
Like on Twitter and stuff, a lot of people were bashing it, saying it really wasn't that good. I'm kind of in that camp. I didn't think it was that great, honestly.
I want to hear your point. Before I get to mine, Gabe, I'm glad you loved it. Gabe, that way. Okay. Let me hear your point of view, Julian. Let me hear the hot take.
What did you like about
it? I thought it was just really underwhelming for the Super Bowl. I just thought it wasn't like anything crazy. It was kind of generic dancing. It was, I thought he personally performed well, but I thought the production of it wasn't that good. I mean, obviously but whoever was in charge of the whole production of the whole thing, I thought it just wasn't, I didn't think he really utilized the stadium and the field that well. I thought he kept everything into like a really corner. And then like when he went inside, I just felt like that's another example. Like you're not really utilizing everything around you. It's just like you're copying your music video. And I just I don't know. I just thought it was really underwhelming. And I'm surprised that because you go on Twitter, a lot of people said it wasn't that good. He had no guest appearances. It was just like, there was no like shock value or something like really cool. That was like, holy shit. Like that was pretty awesome. It was all just kind of like vanilla, just kind of basic. And I think it'd be forgettable. I don't think like it's one of those you're going to look back and be like, wow, that was a memorable halftime show. It was just kind of like
one thing. So again, I've heard, I've seen on Instagram, Twitter, people saying exactly what you're saying, right? Oh, I guess not much hype, not much dancing, this and that. You guys got to remember what's going on right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic. you are limited to what you can do to a certain extent and what you're allowed to do. Right?
And the weekend is not a dancer. He don't dance.
No, I
He
think
don't dance.
I
He's
think,
not a dancer. He's a
well,
singer.
no, he doesn't have to be a dancer.
No, but what I'm saying is, right, so the weekend's there for one thing, to cherish this man's voice, bro.
Yeah.
He is one of the best singers ever with a natural voice. And like Gabe said, he has bangers. And I feel like, personally, they did the best they can do with the visuals and the videography. It was pretty cool the way they did everything as well. You know, moving the camera on, everything like that. Maybe it wasn't the most memorable Super Bowl. Again, he didn't bring out any guests. Okay. But I feel like it's his show. He took money out of his budget, you know, to put in for the show. I guess at whatever budget they gave him, he put $7
probably explains
of his own money. And you know what I mean? Like, again, we're in a pandemic, kind of limits what you can do, who's traveling, who's doing what. You can't really have dancers out. Everyone has to wear a mask. And I don't know if you guys noticed the little details, what kind of mask everybody was wearing. Like
they had their face wrapped up
on the field, but then
they had masks with face wrapped up.
You know what I mean? So you got to accommodate for all these little things that's going on as well. Like, who's to say, like, if you know Beyonce coming out, you can't have a full fleet of dancers out doing all it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, just my personal opinion on it. I feel like it was a dope show. He has great songs. He's not known for his dancing. You know, we're not gonna see him out there doing backflips and cartwheels.
Yeah, he's not Usher, bro. He's not Chris Brown.
Okay, well, you're taking everything. You're looking at it completely wrong, though. I think the whole like COVID. I think that's kind of a bullshit excuse, honestly. Like, if they were able, I think if they were able to do everything that they did, you could have done more with that. And it's like I said, it's about utilization of what they did. And I don't think he was really in so much control. Obviously, like, I think it was more so the production and everything of like whoever was the lead on that. And like I said, I'm not downplaying him and like him as an artist. What I'm downplaying is the actual show. I thought he performed as best as he could, given what was like what they made. Like, it just wasn't. It was just underwhelming. There was nothing to it. It was super basic. It looked just like a normal concert. It didn't look like it was like, because at the end of the day, this is a Super Bowl halftime show. Like, this is the biggest stage anybody ever plays on. And you're talking about, like I said, 50+ million people are watching this. And there is so much money into this. And you're supposed to put on an incredible show. You're supposed to put on a show better than anybody else could put on in that year.
What would you have added in there? Like, personally, what you feel like I would have made it better? Besides,
I don't know. I mean,
like, what?
And I'm not talking about him dancing too. I was talking about all the choreography. The choreography was very simple, like basic choreography. It was whatever. And I was like, I don't know whose fault it was. It was just. I don't think there's any excuse. I think they had plenty of money. They had all the fun. They could have done something better. I think it was just a bad It was just a bad idea.
Who are your most memorable or your favorite Super Bowl performers of the past time? Because I can tell you a bunch of people. I can tell you for a fact. You know, I went to FAMU. I remember Prince's performance because it was down here in Miami, and also my school FAMU, where I graduated from, their band performed at that. They were on the field with Prince when he performed. So I can tell you, Beyonce performed. I can tell you, like I said, last year I thought it was pretty good. His was pretty good.
If you compare, like, go back and watch those other Super Bowl halftime shows and then watch the weekends, I think you'll see what I'm talking. I think just you guys can have recency bias, but like go back and look at those other ones and then look at this one. You're gonna be like, oh, yeah, this is like, it's not that, it doesn't even compare. Like, honestly,
who are some of your favorites, or what do you remember from the Super Bowl show that, I mean, because I want to compare. Like I said, I thought the show was decent. I thought the show was fun. It was entertaining. He had bangers
to occur.
But you're looking too much at his own music. I'm talking about, you got to look at the whole like picture of it though. Like, yeah, he has good songs and everything, and I'm not dissing him as an artist. I'm just talking about the actual like production put on.
Well, I get what you're saying, and again, I don't think the show was terrible. I feel like he did what he could.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was terrible either. I'm just saying it wasn't Super Bowl worthy. I don't think.
So I'm looking at the list now. I'm gonna pull up the wiki. I'm gonna put it in the private chat. So let me get this. Honestly,
who's the was it Katy Perry? Honestly, like that one was like
You like Katy
super
Perry's?
crazy. That one was pretty awesome.
That came out with a meme because remember there was the shark.
Yeah,
Everybody made fun of the shark.
Yeah, but like besides the whole meme and everything, look at that thing was done super well.
And also,
that was
she
one
has
of the
hits.
best ones I've seen.
I'm not a Katy Perry fan, but she does have hits. She did Fireworks.
Neither am I.
Yeah. So,
but like,
so looking at the past couple, I can tell you just looking down the list.
Bruno Mars
yeah, Bruno Mars. That was.
I don't remember Bruno Mars.
Yeah, his
I remember
good.
him being in it, but I don't remember the performance.
His was good. Let me go down the list.
He had somebody come out.
I thought last year's was pretty cool, honestly.
Maroon 5 with Travis Scott, Big Boy.
Maroon 5 won that one. That one was pretty cool. I remember that one.
That was decent. It wasn't the best.
Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga. I remember Lady Gaga's. Justin Timberlake, Coldplay. I do like Coldplay. Not for halftime. Not my favorite.
Honestly, that Madonna one wasn't bad. I remember the Madonna one.
Madonna one was good. Yeah, that one was pretty good.
One of my favorites to cut off. One of my favorites, hands down, because I know you're gonna get there, was 2011 Black Eyed Peas.
That was the next right after Madonna was, or right before Madonna. I'm sorry.
Madonna was 2010. Damn, that was a long time ago.
2012.
Yeah. And here's the whack one that I remember is the Who. I'm like, well, the Who, man, they're like motherfuckers are old as hell. Like, why am I watch the Who?
I really don't remember that.
And then the year before that, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, like that shit was whack. The year before that, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
I really don't. I don't. After the Madonna one, I don't really remember.
All right, so let's go recent. Let's go back 5 years and let's compare and let's see.
Okay, well, 5 years.
What was the last 5?
The last 5.
5 years would be 2015 or 16. Well, it would be Katy Perry and Coldplay. Katy Perry was first, 2015. 2016 is Coldplay.
All right. I think the Katy Perry one's the best one we've seen in a while. I think that one was really cool. Like you go back and watch that one was pretty epic. That was
I would say,
and I'm not a fan of her music or whatever, but like just watching that and the amount of like it was that one was dope. Like you go back and watch that was dope.
Pandemic, I'm pretty sure there was less limitations to what they can do that we know that they allowed them to do. But okay.
I would say
I think that's a cop-out excuse.
Like I said, I'm biased because I do like The Weeknd and Katy Perry. I don't, I know her hits, whatever I know she has a good voice. I'm not a fan of her music, but she does have a good voice. Her show was memorable, but I like The Weeknd show more than Katy Perry show, honestly. And that might be my bias. That might be my bias.
I think it's just recency, dude. I'm telling you, just go back and watch. Don't pay attention to the music. Just like pay attention to the whole performance and the production of it. Like,
and by the way, Katy Perry's not a dancer as well, so don't expect her to be dancing.
I'm not saying a dance. I was talking about the dancers, the choreographers. When I was talking about The Weeknd, I was talking about the choreography was whack, and that's no COVID excuse. That's like just bad choreography. It just wasn't that good. It was just super generic.
Say again, JoJo. I didn't hear you. Katy Perry. After Katy Perry, I just closed it out.
I feel like I remember Coldplay's not being that bad.
It was Bruno Mars, so it was.
All right, so this is actually memorable because who came out? Was it Coldplay with him or
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Red Hot. It was. I knew it was some band.
Yeah.
All right, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Kind of remember that one.
And remember, I was gonna say Beyonce came out with Destiny's Child. Remember that was a big thing because they're like, because they haven't sung together, whatever. Beyonce came out with Destiny's Child.
All these articles are saying how the halftime show is underwhelming.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there has to be more to it. Which that's just my mindset. Maybe I have a little bias against The Weeknd. I'm defending him a little bit, but I feel like that's what they were allowed to do. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and here's the thing with the Super Bowl thing. Like, they don't pay these people. Like, when they sign up artists, they don't pay them. They say, oh wait, they say,
and
here's what they say. They say
dancers at concerts and stuff like that's not. You don't get background dancers doing this to his songs. Like that's not what he does. You know?
Yeah. So the artists, I definitely know the artists don't get paid for these things because they say, look, they say, oh, we sold Eminem this commercial for $1 million for a 30-second spot. We sold Budweiser $3 million for a minute commercial. We sold whatever. They're like, okay, if you want to be in a part of our halftime show, you do it for free because what we're really doing is it's like we're paying you $1.5 million to do a show or whatever. So these artists aren't getting paid shit to do these fucking commercials, which is a lot of people, they refuse. Like they get, you'll see, especially now, you'll see artists, because now they'll probably start talking about the next artist, whoever's going to show up, and they'll start like, nah, I'm not going to do Super Bowl.
I don't even know who it could be.
Yeah, they don't pay them directly. They say, oh, I'm going to pay you in however long the halftime is. Well, I think it's like 15 or 20 minutes. However long that the halftime is, we pay you in the value of the time spent, right? Not that I'm literally going to send you a check. They're like, we pay you in the value of what it is. So if the value of the Super Bowl is $1 million a minute, then if you're on for 20 minutes, we're giving you $20 million. Even though I'm not going to write a check for you, $20 million.
They're giving him $20 million
worth it's $20 million of advertising. There you go. Yeah.
Well, they're giving them $20 million worth of advertising.
So when you talk about the Weeknd,
50 million eyes on them.
So when you talk about the Weeknd, it's kind of like, it's just like his album. It's like, yeah, well, he's kind of, if he's going to do it for free, he's going to pub his album, right? Because that's where he gets his money from. He's going to get his money from selling, people going online or Spotify or whatever the fucking people, Apple Music, and buying his music.
I think their biggest profit is like their tours. I think that's where
I
think that's where they make.
The Super Bowl ain't paying. NFL don't pay. They don't pay those artists. You know what I mean? It's kind of what the Super Bowl. Like I said, what the Super Bowl halftime really is a commercial. Like I said, because they're not paying the artists to show up. What they're doing is giving you a commercial for whatever album or whatever music or whatever you want to do.
And anybody would gladly do it too.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the fucking Super Bowl.
It's a platform. The Super Bowl is a platform. Everybody's watching. Everybody's going to go on Twitter and hate on you later. So, sell your album or whatever new music you got.
Right now, he's trending. Obviously, he just did the show. Aside from that, the whole Oscar thing, I'm going to say not the Oscar, the Grammy thing. His name's been out, and then boom, he gets the show. And then he put out his tour dates for next year potentially. So like, he's just it's all promotion.
It's just what they're paying is an exposure to new audience, to I don't know, white people in Wyoming.
Can we just go back to last year's Super Bowl performance, pre-COVID? That for me in most recent times, that was my favorite show, hands down.
I loved it because listen, it was Latin as fuck, it was Spanish as fuck.
Miami, you know what I'm saying? Like represent, put PR on the map, all that. Bad Bunny came out.
Shakira, I love Shakira.
J-Lo, all they want. I don't care. They can say, oh, J-Lo can't sing.
Honestly, I suck at remembering these.
He's on top, bro. Don't matter.
Yeah, well, remember it was half and half. So it was J-Lo and Shakira. They did both. And I think J-Lo went first.
What was the one where MIA flicked off the camera? Was that Madonna?
Possibly. Yeah, she did curse. I remember she did curse, and people were like, "Oh."
I think I remember she got like in the moment, and then she was just like.
And technically, I think that's a fine if it's like, because the TV is run by like the FCA. I don't know, TV. Whoever censors TV, you can curse on TV as long as it's like after like 11 o'clock. But if you're cursing on a Sunday, and then people complain, they can technically fine. They'll find the NFL. They won't. I mean. MIA, you know what I mean? But I do remember that show for her. I did like that show as well, because I don't know, I like younger music. I like younger artists, newer shit. Like I said,
well, that was Madonna, so I mean, that wasn't necessarily younger music.
Oh,
but still, like it's better than fucking some E Street Band and the Who and
so. Real quick,
who would be a good fit next year? Who would you guys?
Me and him were talking about this on the stream, and I have no idea. I couldn't even.
I can't
think of who would fit. I couldn't think who fit.
Asking if Drake did a Super Bowl halftime show.
Drake, you know what? Drake.
I don't think they do Drake.
Drake, listen, here. I wasn't thinking about Drake, but now that you bring Drake,
I thought Drake, but I didn't think they'd do it. I don't think they'd do it.
It's got to be somebody who's very.
Bro, what do you mean they won't do Drake? They did Travis Scott.
I said I just don't think they. Well, Travis Scott was a guest appearance. He wasn't like the actor.
He wasn't the star or whatever.
All right,
I can see him being a guest, but I don't know. I don't. They're not big on hip hop. They don't. I mean, when was the last time they really? I think they really want a pop person, like somebody.
Yeah.
Really
so it's got to be. So if you think about
like the Weeknd, it would have to be like the Weeknd was a perfect like idea of who you would want, because it was like this kind of like mainstream.
Yeah, music. But it's very versatile. He's in both categories, in pop and hip hop. Yeah, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it hard for them to pick them. I think they might do somebody else.
So if you think,
but like. We don't know who they're gonna pick, but I personally feel like maybe not next year. I feel like he can do a Super Bowl.
A part of me was like Ed Sheeran, but I don't know.
He could. I mean, I don't know if he'd be popping like that because he'd be on the guitar.
Yeah,
He'd be like, ding, ga, ging, ga, ga, ging.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be
I don't
popping.
know.
You know, better than a weekend.
That was just something, or Bieber, or maybe like Bieber. I don't know.
Bieber?
Yeah, he would do a thing on a.
Maybe.
I feel like his time is up. His time is due for a Super Bowl halftime. This chance this guy has is ridiculous.
Yeah. So male
I don't know.
artists, Drake is good. Bieber's good. I'm thinking female artists like Ariana Grande. She could be good too.
Oh
She's a great
yeah.
singer.
Now you know what? That's
got
probably
hits.
a favorite.
Yeah,
You know what?
hits.
That's probably a favorite. I didn't think about that.
Ariana could do a halftime show.
Who else got hits that's
Literally.
relevant right now? Like who else could do pop? Drake, like I said, Drake could do one.
Now
Some
that
of
you
his
say
music's
Ariana
slow,
Grande, that makes sense. That I
Ariana
could
Grande.
totally see that.
What other artists? Like I'm trying to think. Not like Camila Cabello. She has hits, but I don't
She's
think she
too
has a
small.
whole. She don't have a
She's
whole
too
show.
small.
She don't have a whole show.
I'm on Spotify right now. Post Malone, I could see.
Post Malone, I could see that happening. He got some hits.
Post Malone, I could see. Because Post Malone's huge. He's huge.
Has Lady Gaga ever done a halftime?
Yeah, she did
Lady
a couple
Gaga
of
did,
years
yeah.
ago.
She has, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she remember she did it with she had like she did the show where it had like drones or some shit. Remember? And she came down from the rafters and then they had drones and they were doing shit.
Selena Gomez, maybe? I don't know. Miley Cyrus.
Miley. I can see Miley more than Selena. Miley's still relevant.
Miley. I don't know if she has any new music to promote.
Yeah, she just dropped that new album. And she was performing it in the pregame.
She did, yeah.
You know, she's like country. She's country pop.
Nah, she's like, she's not really country. She's more pop than anything.
A little bit of both, honestly. She
could. I could see her like lead it.
That would probably be like her, Ariana Grande. I'm looking through like just like top hits right now, and I'm just looking at Dua Lipa. I don't know.
She's dope. She did Thanksgiving. I think she did with Sean Paul. She was in the Thanksgiving game. She did like the Thanksgiving halftime show. She's dope. I like her too. She's from Britain. England. She's dope. I like her. She has a great voice too, and she's beautiful, by the way.
I think we probably said the favorites. I mean, I'm looking at all these now.
This is the top right here. I don't care what nobody say. My boy Romeo. That's it.
Romeo? Yo, listen, they already did one Latin, dog. Listen.
Game over.
Mind you.
If they go Latin, they're not using Romeo.
You gotta listen.
If they do that.
I would love Romeo.
That money though.
I would love Romeo because I'm from Miami, so I'm Latin, I'm Cuban, Puerto Rican. So any Latin artist, whatever, it sounds good to me. But mind you, you gotta appeal to people in like fucking Nebraska, people who follow football and like football. They're from fucking Wyoming and Idaho and Iowa. They don't know Romeo. They don't know Romeo.
They were literally controversial last year with J-Lo, who's world renowned, and Shakira, and they already
you know who would be a big one? You know who would be a big one, but I don't think would do it? Rihanna.
She would be good too. She will be good too. She got hits.
Laying low on the music scene, working on her, makeup, her.
She got hits.
Line, everything like that. They're waiting for her album. To be honest, they've been waiting for like a year and a half already. The Rihanna fans. But,
so when I think of artists, either it's got to be like a good singer. Like I said, it's got to be. I can see Ariana. They had Katy Perry, they had Madonna. Somebody who sings.
I gotta have some people with some upbeat too. I think.
Yeah. Something that's like poppy. A good singer, good songs, poppy, very, very. It can be accepted among different groups of people. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm South Florida, Miami guy. I'm into hip hop, whatever, Latin shit. But you gotta appeal to like people in fucking other side of whatever.
Yeah. You're gonna appeal to everybody.
So, of course.
All right, go back to football real quick. I do want to talk about this because this is recent. Did you hear about the Russell Wilson stuff?
What about Russell Wilson? So we found out why he was in because he won. He won.
How many sacks? How many times he got sacked? Is that what it's about? Like they're not protecting him?
I think he has led the league.
He's number 2
sacks, or number 2.
He's number 2 in the amount of pressure and getting sacked. And the only person above him, number 1, is Deshaun Watson. So he's getting sacked the most, getting the most pressure from defenses.
But I think he's number 1 in like the past a span of years. I remember, I don't remember what the stat was, but yeah, it was he's up there though, which I didn't know actually. You don't think
So,
of like
yeah.
when you think of like back in the day, like we think of Joey Burrow, like that man's always getting railed. You don't think of Russell Wilson, the one always getting like sacked. But like you think of Joey Burrow, you think of Andrew Luck, like you think of those guys just getting fucking pounded, dude.
Well, here's the thing with that, right? So, because there was, I guess I saw it on Twitter. I follow Mina Kimes. Mina Kimes on ESPN NFL. She's on NFL Live and shit, and she was talking about Russell Wilson, about how he said some stuff that maybe not that he's going to leave the team or something, but like some just like some questionable shit about like the line, and she gave a stat out that like as far as like they've had. In the past 5 years, for their left guard and their right guard, they've had every year for the past 5 years, they've had 4 new like left guards and like 5 new right guards. That their line is not very protective of them. And Russell Wilson's game is a run game. Like he's a great passer, and he's a short guy, small guy, but he's very elusive. So his game is like, if I can't pass it, and he has amazing arm, whatever, I'm gonna run the ball. So, and like I said, the stat is I guess his O-line is not very protective of him. He's been the second most sacked in the past, whatever, only less than Deshaun Watson. We know Deshaun Watson's mad. He was trying to fucking leave the Texans. So I think, the problem with Seattle as far as Russell Wilson is just their line protection. I guess getting that consistency of getting guys who are veterans who are strong enough to like, are good enough that they can be consistent. You can consistently start people. You know what I mean? As far as your O-line. Russell Wilson's still great. He had Seattle had a down year because their defense was terrible this year. And a lot of the pressure, there was more pressure on Russell Wilson this year to perform and to show out for games.
Listen, man, he was in the MVP conversation first 5-6 games of the season, and who knows what happened after that, but
now he just lost his QB coach, Brian Schottenheimer, which is now the offensive passing game coordinator for the Jaguars.
Wow.
So we'll see with Russell Wilson, man. Like, I still think he's an elite player in this game. Obviously, when you have an elite player, you got to give him protection. You got to give him help. You got to give him a chance to succeed so he can show off all his skills that he has. Same thing that we're talking about KC and Patrick Mahomes. Like, you got to have a line there to protect him, because if he's just getting cobbled up every time, he's going to be a fucking Joe Burrow, or like you have this high prospect, but if he doesn't have a chance to show off like all his skills, like how are you going to tell if he's good or not, or whatever? So when it comes to Seattle,
Joey Burrow,
please
man,
come back.
The hits you saw that. I don't know if you go through and watch some of the hits that motherfucker took was unreal. I'll never forget this one where he was like against the Eagles. Man, some guy like blasted him from behind, and the other guy got him up top by like his chest, and he just like. Then there was another one. He's running down the sideline, and somebody just fucking rails his ass, and his head keeps on going forward, but his body's going out of bounds. I was like, "Holy shit!" I mean,
left this last season with an injury, bro. Because look, man. Protecting your boy.
But I never noticed the Seahawks thing. I've honestly never noticed it. What worries me and what makes me like, how's that going to affect the locker room? Like when he goes back, and how does he like go back and like because a quarterback's best friend is his own lineman. Like people like if you hear the stories of like linemen, like they worship their quarterback. They will fight to the death for their quarterback. Like they go hard for it, and like there's a certain bond between those two positions. And like, I don't know like how that affects the relationship. I mean, we'll see what they do in off season in the draft. Like if they just clean house. Like,
speaking of the locker room, by the way, I know there's been tensions between Russell Wilson and his locker room because a lot of people feel like him being the quarterback, him being the premier player, people look up to him. Whatever, he's Mr. Unlimited, whatever the fuck. There has been a disconnect because if you notice when there were Legion of Boom and there was a kind of disconnect between him and like the offense and the defense. Other players that eventually left, Sherman and what's his name, Butler. The other defensive players, Legion of Earl Thomas,
Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, there was a lot of disconnect between them because especially when it came to like social justice issues, people felt like that. Russell Wilson's kind of disconnected because he's not.
Well, Earl Thomas was the problem. Nobody even wants to pick him up, and he's still got years left.
So
he got cut
there was even back then when they were Super Bowl contenders, whatever. There was a lot of tensions between with Russell Wilson in the locker room, and now he comes out and he says some stuff. There's a sense of I don't know that is also an issue. I guess you have to deal with like the interrelationships inside the locker room, having that
the culture.
So the culture of the team. So hopefully next year, hopefully they'll be better. Like Russell Wilson's really good. Hopefully they'll get him some help on the line and some consistency where people can protect him and he can continue to be great. I think he's one of the greats in the game. I don't think we'll see next year as far as like how they come back and continue to play, because I think the Seahawks will continue to be a playoff team in my opinion. Like just because this year ended kind of on the lower end, because maybe they started off a little bit well, but they weren't as good as they were in the past. You know what I mean? So you just gotta deal with the roster and the depth chart that you have right now. And hopefully they improve and give him that help that he needs, because he had a tough year this year, man. Like this year wasn't a great year for him, but I think he's still great and he still has stuff to offer to the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. I would have never thought coming into the season you'll have Deshaun Watson wanting to leave. There's people talking about Aaron Rodgers. Then he had the trade between Matt Stafford and Jared Goff. Like after Jared Goff signed a huge ass contract, now you're talking about Carson Wentz possibly getting traded.
Hopefully they do. For Carson Wentz.
It's insane, dude. Like I would have never thought coming in the season. I feel like, Jimmy Garoppolo's probably on the block because he doesn't San Francisco's not sold on him. What is Las Vegas going to do because they benched Carr? Looks like they're done with him. Where's Sam Darnold going?
Aaron Rodgers still out there.
The New Orleans Saints. It's like, what are they going to do now that Drew Brees hasn't announced his retirement, but he's going to most likely. And if he probably should, the dude has a dead arm. And it's like, dude, holy shit. There's a lot of, the Bears. Like, what are the Bears going to do? Because I doubt they're going to bring back Mitchell Trubisky, or he might be just on the bench. Who knows what they're going to do with Foles? Like, there's countless teams out there that are just like, I've never heard so much like trade room. I even heard shit about the Minnesota Vikings possibly trading Kirk Cousins. Like, I'm like, holy shit. I don't know if this is just shit people are just throwing out there from their agency teams or what to kind of like spur some stuff up.
And everyone bro. Organizations are either getting rid of the quarterbacks that didn't produce, or the quarterbacks that are shining with shit teams are like, I want to go somewhere else. Well, everyone wants to go. They're either kicking people out or they're speaking up for themselves now, and they're like, no.
The Colts is getting somebody. The Colts are they're getting somebody. I don't know who they're getting, but I don't know if I think Wentz is going there. It looks like Wentz might be going over there. You got Frank Wright,
that'd be terrible.
Who's the OC. Well, I mean, you got Frank Wright, who's the OC back when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and I mean, it looks like they're sold on Jalen Hurts. What do you think is the most like? What do you think is going to happen? Like for sure.
As far as next year NFL, here's the
player thing. And where they're going. Where do you think is a pretty much of a lock?
Man, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I want to look. There's a couple situations. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna look at that situation, see if they maybe trade him for something or whatever. But you never know, man. Like I'm not gonna know who's gonna be good. We asked the question earlier of like who's gonna be in the Super Bowl, who's gonna be like I don't know until like fucking all this shit settles. We still have a draft to go through. There's still free agency.
It's part of the banter, bro. It's part of the banter.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know until I can't talk about. I can't speculate on shit that I don't know about. You know what I mean?
Give me your just hot takes, dude. Just go.
I do agree. Like there are so what you said earlier, like Chicago. There's conversations about Mitch Trubisky. They're like. They sat him, whatever, and then he came back.
The Cowboys. I forgot about that one. Because the
Dak Prescott.
They didn't put him in the hype video. You saw that?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about shit until I see it, man. You know what I mean? Like until it's fucking week 1, bro. I don't know, man. I like to wait and see what's going to happen and go on. There are some interesting situations where you say like, oh, this quarterback or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. JoJo, what do you think, man?
I'm about to ask Julian because he's ready to go off right now. He got some serious hot takes.
The Falcons, dude, there's so many fucking teams. Like I've just never. The one that I think is a lock. I think Wentz is gone. I think Wentz is gone.
Yeah, I don't think he's good, man. I don't think he's not good.
I think he's gone. Indianapolis is going to pick somebody. My pick is that Wentz is going to Indianapolis. I think Kirk Cousins stays. I think Garoppolo is going to be forced to stay because they're not going to be able to find anybody. I think Matt Ryan's gone. I think they're going to draft somebody because they got that 4th overall pick. They might get Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. New Orleans, I think they're going to let Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill battle it out. I think Dak is gone. I don't think Dak's coming back, and I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. That's a big question mark. Bears, they might try to bring somebody in. I don't see them really drafting. They're not high enough. I think Detroit might draft somebody, and I think Pittsburgh. Those are my.
Bro, this big man need to retire already.
I think Pittsburgh is going to take somebody late. I think look at them getting that Alabama guy, or like the guy from Florida, Kyle Trask. But
I guess we'll see, bro. We got that's a whole lot. I guarantee you in the next few weeks we're gonna hear one team pull off a big move, and then we're gonna be all jumping on that on the hype train and everything as well. But like, it's crazy, bro. Like you said, like NFL quarterbacks right now is in turmoil. This is the most controversy we've seen in years. Usually every year, everyone has their set quarterback. That's it, aside from a team or two. But now we're like,
I think Watson stays. I don't think he finds a way out. I don't think they let him out.
The GM came out and said we're not trading him. The coach came out.
Yeah, I don't think he's gone. I mean, granted, they say that. They do say that, and then they end up moving him.
But it's not only that they say that; it's in his contract as well. He has a no trade clause, so
yeah. But you
can't trade him based on your.
They always find a way.
We'll see. Like I said, wait till after. Let's get through a draft first, and then let's talk about what.
Well, you know what I'm hype about is that Trevor Lawrence is going to be putting on a show Friday morning on NFL Network and ESPN. He's going to be throwing the ball. They're going to be having a pro day because he's going under shoulder surgery. Luckily, it's a very minor surgery, and it's going to be in his non-throwing shoulder, and he should be ready to be back by training camp. But before he does that surgery, he's going to be putting on a throw show.
Let's put a bet. What color suit is he going to wear? What is he going to come out with? Is he coming out with a plain? Is he coming out with a stripes? Is he coming out with a pattern?
He's not wearing a suit. I mean, he's going to be throwing. You going to come dressed to your
his draft. I'm talking about his draft. On draft day.
Draft day?
Yeah. On draft day, what suit is he wearing? What color? Is it going to be black? Is it going to be gray?
Well, it's probably going to be
yellow. What's it going to be?
He comes off like a polo guy.
You gonna wear a polo? Would you put?
Well, he's at home. It's most likely gonna be at home. So like, I'm guessing like it's gonna be a little like going based. Well, I guess last year a lot of guys still dressed up. He just comes off like a polo guy to me. Like I don't know.
Okay.
My prediction: he's gonna wear a gray suit.
Gray suit. Here we go.
Gray suit.
You want to talk? Listen, I won't talk about any other NFL.
I'll wear a gray pinstripe with a red undershirt.
Gray pinstripe.
Gray pinstripe. Listen, you want to put some red undershirt?
Red undershirt. He's gonna have a gray red, and he's gonna have a black tie.
It's so crazy, man. This shit is so dumb because we already know. Every year we know, like you know who the first team to draft is, and you know who they're gonna draft. So like, it's like the wait time is so ridiculous, man.
I know. I wish they could just say it. I wish they could just say it, man. Like, just say it. Just say it. I know you're saying it. But he's gonna be doing interviews and stuff like that, which I don't understand. What's the point of any other team interviewing? Like, obviously, like Urban Meyer should be down there, like.
You need to have options.
Saying what he says.
You need to have options.
Who doesn't want to play for Urban Meyer?
Who would want to play for the Jags? And I'm gonna leave it at that. No.
All
right, guys. Thanks, you guys, tuning into our live. Until next week, follow us, Real Fans Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. Right there at the bottom.
Apple Music, everywhere, anywhere you listen podcasts.
Oh. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Little comment section. We'll be out here, guys. Till next time.
All right. Peace out.